Happy day students, welcome to San Academy Pallikarani class 8 chapter light. As I told you in the previous video, in this video we are going to discuss mm, ha, about how to draw a ray diagram, and with the help of ray diagram we are going to learn about law of reflection. So whenever we are going to draw a ray diagram, the point which we have to remember is the ray diagram should always have a straight line with the arrowhead, because this arrowhead is only going to mention us or give us the information in which direction the ray of light is traveling. So now let us draw the ray diagram. So let us consider this as our surface, which is PQ, and the light is falling upon the surface, that is the light is incident upon the surface, and the point where the light is falling or incidenting is called as point O, and this ray which is falling on the surface is called as incident ray. It is called as what? Incident ray. And the ray which is going to bounce back in opposite direction, that is the ray which is getting bounced back, or else we can even say getting reflected back, is called as reflected ray, is called as reflected ray. And the imaginary line which is going to be perpendicular to the reflecting surface at the point O is called as normal. Always remember, your normal is a imaginary line, and the angle that is formed by the incident ray with the normal is called angle of incidence, and the angle that is being formed by the reflected ray with normal is called angle of reflection. So the important terminologies which we have to remember whenever we are learning reflection is, first is incident ray. Incident ray, that is the ray of light which is falling on the reflecting surface, and the second is reflected ray, that is the ray of light which is bouncing back from the reflecting surface, and then the imaginary ray, that is normal, and then point of incidence. What is it? Point of incidence, that is the point at which the light is falling on the reflecting surface, and then it is angle of incidence and angle of reflection. And only with the help of these terminologies we can write the laws of reflection. And the first law of reflection is angle of incidence is always equal to angle of reflection. Let me write it for you. It is angle of incidence is always equal to what? Angle of reflection. And the second law is incident ray, reflected ray, and the normal all are found in the same plane, which means, let me explain to you. In the ray diagram what we have drawn, you can see that the incident ray, the reflected ray, and the normal, all the three are lying above the surface PQ, and that is what, and that too in the same above the surface, and that is what is being meant by the term same plane. So now, as you all know, what is incident ray, reflected ray, normal, the angle of incidence, and the angle of reflection. Just now I explained it to you with the help of the ray diagram. So again, this is nothing but what we are going to see here is law of reflection. So the first law is the angle of incidence and angle of reflection are always equal to each other, which is nothing but the angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection. And the second law, it states that all the three rays, that is if this is going to be your surface, the incident ray and the reflected ray along with the normal, all the three are lying in same plane, and this is called as the second law of reflection. And what ray it is? Incident ray, and this is reflected ray, and this is normal. So again, this is the picture of the same ray diagram. For you to understand even more clearly, just have a look. And the reflecting surface is called as the mirror. Now let us look into the examples where reflection plays an important role. For example, telescopes, plane mirror and car headlamps are certain tools where reflection is playing an important or a vital role. Now let us discuss about the formation of image by a plane mirror. So as it is given in this figure, consider this AB as your object, and you can see that the rays from the A is falling upon the plane mirror, and again the ray from B is falling upon the plane mirror, and both are getting reflected. But you can see that those two reflected rays are not meeting at any point, and hence they do not form a real image. They only appear to meet at a point, and hence they can form only a virtual image. So as it is given in this slide, consider the figure above. Here object AB of height h is placed at a distance u from the mirror. When the rays of light from this object falls on the mirror, the image of the object is formed inside the mirror, that is behind the mirror. Consider the incident rays that falls on the mirror AP, AO and BO. These incident rays are reflected back from the mirror as PA, OC and OB. The rays PA and OC are diverging, hence we can extend them behind the mirror to find the point of intersection, that is A. That is, we can extend them behind the mirror where they can meet. Similarly, the other reflected rays are extended backward and a virtual image AB is being formed. And this is how the image is being formed by a plane mirror. Now coming to the characteristics of image formed by a plane mirror. The distance between the image and the mirror and the object and the mirror is always equal. Second, the image is erect or upright. And the third is the image is laterally inverted, and it is a virtual image because it is formed by the apparent intersection of diverging ray. That is, it is not being formed by the real intersection of diverging rays. It is only formed by the appearing intersection of diverging rays. And what does the word lateral inversion means? The lateral inversion is nothing but whenever the LHS appears to be RHS in the image, we call it as lateral inversion, which means that our left side will appear to be the right side when we are looking ourselves in the mirror, and that phenomenon is called lateral inversion. And vice versa, that is, LHS can be appear as RHS, at the same time RHS can appear as LHS. Thank you, students.